Good evening, race fans, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Area 51 Super Speedway Xfinity Series here on Thursday nights. We've got 90 laps in store for you at Atlanta Motor Speedway here on Green White Checkered TV. Halfway point in the regular season. This will be the fifth race of the season. We've had 4 different winners so far, and plenty of action to bring to you tonight on our YouTube page here. For myself, Boomer Logan, I've got Matt Wagner alongside with me. Matt, how you feeling tonight, and what are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to? Green flag pit stops. That's what I'm looking forward to.
We've seen some chaos with
These,
that here in the past.
yeah. Well, during the past, what was the last time we ran here? That third line on the outside here on the front stretch is a little bit tricky. See if these drivers can do just a little bit better than the last time around. Uh, it is very difficult, this track 3 wide, but it can be done. It can be done. You see it in real life, and as a matter of fact, we're not done qualifying. I thought we were done qualifying.
Just about.
So we got about a minute and
Minute and a
10
half.
seconds left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Gabe Butler, as I said last week, he was going to do that little redemption. See if anybody can knock off his pedestal this week.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we saw him go at iRacing Super Speedway with the first DNF in quite a while. Came back the next week to win it. Winners so far this season include Kevin Freese, Gabe Butler, who we mentioned, Rick Sanchez, who won the first one, and then Nicholas Wing as well. So those are your 4 race winners so far this season. And not quite ready for the playoff points or championship bracket just yet, but it's definitely heating up as far as what that competition looks like. We haven't gotten the word from the boss man yet whether it'll be 12 or 16 cars into the playoffs for the 4-race shootout for the championship this season, but once we confirm that, we will have that up for you. But be rest assured that will be coming next week. After this week, we'll be in Daytona, so we'll kind of continue that 4-track gamut of Atlanta, Daytona, iRacing Super Speedway, and Talladega. But we are here for the second time at Atlanta this season, and it looks like qualifying has just completed. So we will bring you that race grid for tonight, with Gabe Butler grabbing the bonus point for the pole position. Justin Lewis in the 77 machine is going to be to his outside. Row number 2 is going to consist of Bud Steele on the inside, Ryan Decker to the outside. Top 5 for Eric Laurie in the starting positions, with Nick Wing, another one of our winners from earlier this season, is going to be outside of row number 3. The 4th row has Andrew Paleschi and Jacob Lee, our in-race reporter here. So chiming in the chat early on. Good luck tonight to you, Jacob, and whoever else is crazy as you are to listen to the broadcast while you race. Good luck to you, and we'll be watching tonight. We've also got Carl Engel and Ambrose Kniebel rounding out the top 10 to start the field. Tarina Haynes and Brandon Paul are going to be on row number 6. That's a new entry there we've seen for Tarina for Blind Squirrel Racing. So always love to see some new faces here and there. As we bring up the second page of the grid here, it's going to have some of the drivers who did not manage to, or did not manage, but did not elect to qualify, I really should say, starting with Kevin Freese and Maxwell Caldwell on row number 7. Matt Wagner joined the sim session incorrectly once again, so he is not going to be starting in the 15th position, but
Yes,
Jimmy
I am.
Brooks will be starting in the 16th position to his outside. We'll promote Rick Sanchez to the 15th position, so Adam Kilday will actually start on the inside of row number 9 with Bob Fitzgerald to his outside, and then Chad Jones and Dean Wilkinson will be on the final will be on the final row of the starting grid.
You know what?
What?
I want to do something unusual. You want to do something unusual?
You gonna join the grid?
No. Uh, let's interview some before they get going. How about that?
Sure,
Real
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, let's pull up
Yeah,
in the
let's
booth.
do it.
Who you got,
I
Matt?
am gonna I'm gonna pull up Rick Sanchez. How about that?
All right, Rick Sanchez it is. We're
Let's
gonna
let's
get him.
go get him. Let's go. Is I see him. All right, Rick. You're starting deep in the field. What you playing here tonight, there, buddy?
Just hang out, see if I can avoid most of the chaos and end up at the front at the end, last lap, lead the
I,
last lap.
yeah. So Gabe Butler just fresh off a win last week. You got any plans to stop that dynamic duo of Kevin Freese and Gabe Butler here tonight?
The only thing I can do is hope somebody wrecks them. Just a lot of luck. Hopefully I'll be up there at the end. Hopefully we get some green flag pit stops, and that'll get us some separation and put the ones running for the lead up front. Get away from the danger.
All right, man. I know you got your buddy sponsor of a dealership on your back of your car, number 5 car. We're gonna let you go, and best of luck to you, Rick.
Thank you, sir.
That was Rick Sanchez. You think he got a win this season? Am I correct? I think I could be wrong.
No, you're correct. The first one of the season, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, guess what? We're green flag.
Green flag is underway. Gabe Butler leads the field through the Geico restart zone. Up, and away we go through the tri-oval and into turn number 1. Gabe getting the push from the 6 of Bud Steele. The 77 losing a little bit of ground with Ryan Decker behind him in the outside lane. Bud Steele's going to try and jump to the top. Definitely the last time we saw racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Matt, we saw a lot of cautions. We really saw a lot of issues where we couldn't even get to green flag pit cycles because of a couple cautions from drivers getting down onto pit road and trying to get to pit road speed and either spinning or making contact or getting run over. So hopefully we can get a nice solid run through tonight. But have to keep that in mind that chaos could be right around the corner here at such a fast track. Speeds are running 40-second laps at a 1.5 mile oval, which is pretty impressive. Actually, that 40 seconds was the warm-up lap there, so we'll see what they run this time by. But there's plenty of speed in these cars around this 1.5 mile oval, and it'll be fun to see. Yeah, there we go. 30.67 seconds for Gabe Butler, our leader. 30.62 for Carl Lingle. So 30-second laps in a 1.5 mile oval is a lot of speed for a very, very tight track.
Yeah, these drivers were warned during pre-race about the pit road issues, about calling out your pit and being mindful of everybody else here. Just obviously, one of the admins has not forgotten about. Anyway, we're about 3 wide here.
Just about. No, there we are. Yep, the 28 squeezes through the middle there. He's going to get the spot over the 77, and Justin's going to move back a couple spots there.
Wow, that was a heck of a move.
Yeah, big move for Nick and the 21 of Jacob Lee to get through there in the middle. But yeah, sounds like hopefully that should calm down some of the chaos here with that reminder that it was a bit of a show at times to get to pit lane, and we'll have to wait and see if any of our drivers have learned from that or if calamity will strike once again at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Gabe Butler and Eric Laurie jumping out to a little bit of a lead here. The two teammates nose to tail, a little bit of separation there, back to third place. And Bud Steele, maybe they are taking that pre-race discussion pretty seriously. You see this single file action kind of settling out here early on. Was not expecting to see that, but pretty much the whole field now single file here on lap number 6. As you see through the back of the field, quite a bit of cars are single file. Everybody here in this lead draft, but there is about 2.5 seconds that separates the front to the back of it at the moment. As everyone seems to just be kind of riding and
yeah, I'm quite surprised actually. Yeah, I'm actually really quite surprised. Last time we were here, I guess we were kind of like single file almost, and then after the first cycle pit stops, then everybody just turned it up a notch. Hey Jacob, if you're listening, or in race reporter, I want you to don't be scared and take that too wide there and start passing everybody.
He'll have to have some help there because pretty much nobody is working that outside lane. The only one that I can really see up there is Kevin Freese. Further on back is Ambrose Knievel there too. So a couple of guys trying to make that side draft work a little bit there, but not too many takers there to the outside lane as you see them mostly single file.
Jacob, go high. Don't worry, he'll push you.
There he goes.
Trust me, he wants to get to the front. He heard me.
There you go. Still got an outside lane, but without any help.
Yeah, I saw
trying
Kevin.
to pick him off one or two at a time in the back. He is up to 8th position, up 5 spots.
Yep, looks like they're starting to go a little too wide here. Look, Bud Steele going to the outside here.
Bud Steele, Jacob Lee is still Gabe Butler, the 071 of Eric Laurie. And we've also got Carl Engel in the 30 machine coming up through there. 2 wide at the stripe. It's still going to be Gabe Butler, though. That time by has led every lap so far.
Not so fast.
So far, it's still true.
Well, not so fast. I still got Jacob Levi, our little in-race reporter, pushing Bud Steele up there. He might get the runoff here off of turn number 4 here. We'll find out.
We've seen some issues at this track where that outside lane really starts to stall out once they get even with the leaders in the inside lane, but there it is, the first lap led for someone other than the 88. It is Bud Steele. It was still true the last time around, I will say, Matt, but we're trying to get some 3-wide action here as, nope, not quite. Nick Wing's going to jump back down to that middle lane there. 12 laps into this one. We'll see if we can actually get a
3 wide
of a green flag pit cycle here or not, as it was quiet to start the first couple laps, but we are already jumping out to 3 wide a couple times here. Jacob Lee's not going to have any help. He's going to have to jump back a couple spots there. It's still Bud Steele and the 28 of Nick Wing on the outside lane with Ryan Decker in tow, the 88, the 071, and the 30 in that inside lane, and everybody behind them still strung out single file.
Everybody getting antsy with that 3 wide. Looks like Kevin Freese is being a little bit conservative on his tires here. Usually, wink, wink, fuel saving. Kevin don't like fuel saving races.
We've definitely seen where a little bit of fuel saving, but especially a little bit of tire saving makes a huge difference here at Atlanta, because once you get this far into the run, you're starting to have to back up the corner entry just a little bit and get off the gas, get back on it through the center of the corner off. But it definitely will, kind of build longer into the run where you have to carry less entry speed into the corner for those tires. And if you can save a little bit of rubber on those fresh Goodyears, it goes a long way for you being able to hold more speed through the center of the corner. So it's kind of that unique, plate style racing or drafting track or whatever the heck you want to call it. But it's a very unique hybrid between the 1.5 mile ovals that we see and obviously the 2.5 mile or longer super speedways that we are used to. But nonetheless, it's I still am pretty high on this track and really enjoy watching these guys do what they do here. It's treacherous, it's tight, it's the same exact width as Daytona, but with similar speeds and tighter corner radius, it makes for a much harder corner to really hold a steady line, and it's impressive to see what these guys can do here. As Bud is going to drop on back just a little bit there. Still Nick Wing and the 48 of Ryan Decker running that outside lane, but Gabe Butler still grabbing the lead from the inside lane with the 071, his teammate pushing.
I wonder, when this track starts to age, how will the cars handle? I'm just so curious.
So that's the nice thing about iRacing. They don't age unless they rescan them over time. But for the most part, most of these tracks will stay the same in the sim world, which is fun to learn. But obviously in the real world, there's that aging and that weathering from damage from rain or wind and all the other things that great Mother Nature
Sun
has
beating
to
on it
offer.
overtime. That definitely will do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it looks like someone that wants to go straight to the back. I think is that Gabe? I can't see up there.
Not Gabe.
No, that's Nick Wing.
Yeah, he jumped out of there. He's caught high side of 3 wide a couple times there. Not sure if he made any contact with the outside wall. I don't think he did, but he's dropping back just a little bit there. Now Ryan Decker's going to assume the lead in the outside lane with the help of Jacob Lee, and now the 25 of Kevin Freese. Now most of the field is double file all the way back about 10 cars. 5 rows or so.
Well, the guy I talked to before the race, he's still hanging out. Not really making any moves, just kind of sitting there chilling. Is the 5 of Richard Sanchez. Just kind of chilling.
Hanging out back there. Currently in the 13th position. Adam Kilday is in the 8th position. He's up 11 spots from his starting position.
Yeah, it's my teammates on Monday nights. Yeah. But look now, Caitlin. I think your man's trying to lead this race right now. It's Ryan Decker on the outside trying to get a good push from Jacob Lee, but that outside line is really dying off here a little bit. Oh, by the way, Boomer, we're getting close to pit stops here, my friend.
That we are. We mentioned that earlier, that sometimes it's tough for that outside lane to get even with that leader. Gabe is able to just stay ahead. He's even with that second place car of Eric Laurie in the inside lane. That is Ryan Decker in the outside lane there, trying to get up to the front, but sometimes it's hard to get a good push, and get clear, even with the momentum that you can carry more in that outside lane. But Jacob Lee's still trying to see what he can do to get Ryan Decker clear, but these guys are probably getting within 10 to 15 laps of thinking about those first green flag pit stops.
Gabe Bud just continues just to pile up the lap sled here, and I know Ryan wants to lead a lap at least.
Trying to on the outside lane there, see what he can do with the help of Jacob Lee. Inside lane is just so advantageous around the bottom of the corners. But I
think he might get it here. Yep.
Ryan Decker,
he got it here.
Led, bonus point. And he's going to get clear and drop down to the lead.
That's a very smart move with pit stops coming.
We've got 6 cars lined up in the outside lane right now. It's Jacob Lee, the 25 of Kevin Freese, the 85 of Adam Kilday, who is now up 13th positions. We've got the 41, the 04, and the 28 in the outside lane. And other than that, everybody is strung out single file there, getting ready to make the first green flag pit stops of the night. Jacob Lee getting a good push from the 25 of Kevin Freese, trying to see what he can do to get a lap lead in this one.
Yeah.
Bonus points go a long, long way towards the championship. It doesn't seem like it, but 1 point really can make a huge difference.
He's giving him a heck of a push. Oh my goodness, it looks like he's
Jacob's
pushed
clear.
Far enough to get Kevin clear too.
Yeah, Kevin
if he wants it.
Yeah, he's still clear into turn 1. He's going to jump down.
Yep. Oh, you left Adam hanging.
Now that's 4 cars in the outside lane. Adam the first now. The 41 of Tarina Haynes, it says. I think that's usually Jeremy Osborne. Not sure if that's a different account for him or what.
What's that?
Tarina Haynes in the 41 car.
Me and Gael had that issue on Sunday. It is not.
Okay.
It is Jeremy Osborne.
It is Jeremy. Okay, all right. I noticed that. Like, that's Jeremy Osborne's car. Who is that? So okay, that is an interesting issue, but we'll have to see if we can figure out what that is.
Well, we have to talk to the boss man to get that fixed.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Just make sure you leave a little note inside. And these guys have gone about 30 laps. I know these guys are going to take 4 tires in their stop. All right. I think we are in the pit window. I just want to see who is going to come down pit road here.
Have to wait and see. If you can go at least to 30 laps, you know that you can make it on 2 stops. And we're going to see, looks like most people are going to try and stretch this out as long as they can for a couple extra laps of buffer. Obviously, the later that you can pit, well, the less fuel you can burn, the less fuel you can take, less time on pit road.
Adam Kilday is still stuck on the top line.
Yeah, the 41 got down, the 04 got down. Adam's trying. Is actually Ryan Decker's going to jump up to the top there.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Decker and Adam Kilday. Oh, we got a wreck.
Bit of a moment there. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, wow, almost a commitment cone violation for the 88. He saves it. But Dean Wilkinson involved, it looks like, as well as the 071. We saw drivers checking up there for the first pit cycle. And unfortunately, a couple cars got into some of the cars that were slowing down. We'll see if we can see what happened here. See if we can watch Dean here with that front end damage. See why he was involved. Looks like Dean's just trying to get down a pit road himself, maybe. Just makes contact with the back of the 071. Hard contact. As I think the yellow was actually coming out before this. Let's see if we can see from up further ahead what was going on here. Because we saw... Okay, it's happening further up ahead. There's a car into the wall already. Oh, it's the 6 of Bud Steele, and there's a car upside down, the 04 of Ambrose Kniebel. We're going to go watch that. Because that's what was happening up ahead.
I'm sitting here looking at it. I really think it kind of triggered with
oh, yeah, there we see. There's a big stack up here. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Now we got it. We finally got there. Took us a minute, but we're figuring it out here. So, yeah, so you're going to see the stack up here. It looks like from the 071 on back. As the 41 just barely misses it, but the 04 unfortunately gets kind of hooked off the bumper, the 30 and the 6. And they're going to go for a wild ride in the outside lane. The 04 going upside down, the 6 up, climbing the wall. Makes a little contact to look with Andrew Pileshi there. As Ambrose Kniebel slides through that dark smoke, you see potentially a motor issue. Obviously sliding the tires there with the white smoke, but some motor damage for sure for that 04 and probably for the 6 of Bud Steele as well. As I wouldn't be surprised if it looks like they both had to take the tow back to pit road, unfortunately. So it's going to be heavy damage for the 6 and the 04, and then a decent amount of damage for the 071 as well. So we are going to try and jump back live and see if we can see what has happened here with the pit cycle. So we'll jump back live. And it looks like a couple cars are coming back down a second time, but most of the field here pitting this first time through: Ryan Decker, Adam Kilday, Nick Wing, Kevin Freese, Gabe Butler, Rick Sanchez, Carl Lingle, Jim Brooks, Dean Wilkinson, and Jacob Lee all pitting once here for, it looks like for the majority, 4 tires and fuel. And on the second round, second lap of the caution here, we've got Justin Lewis and others coming through as we are going to take a quick commercial break before we get back to the green flag.
4D Racewear, makers of the ultimate sim racing shoes and custom apparel designed for sim racing by sim racers. 4D racing shoes are engineered to connect racers to the pedals in a way no other racing shoe can, all the while giving you the comfort needed to complete those double and triple stints. Visit 4dracewear.com and check out the latest sim racing products that let you connect to your sim.
I really thought the 30. Yeah.
We
so
are
it is
back
what it
here,
is.
about ready to go green as the pace car is coming off of turn number 4. And we'll duck in here. Ryan Decker will assume the lead after the yellow flag cycle of pits. And he will take us through the Geico restart zone. Everybody lining up single file who pit twice behind Jacob Lee. As we will get back underway, that will do it for the first fuel cycle. Unfortunately, more chaos that we have seen. We have not seen a single green flag pit cycle completed here at Atlanta Motor Speedway all season long, and that is the same case carrying into tonight. Lap 36 we are working on now. The 48 of Ryan Decker with a 28 behind him in the inside lane. The 85 and the 25 are working together in the outside lane. Mixed bag of manufacturers. 2 Chevys in the top row, of Toyota and a Ford, followed by a Chevy on the inside lane. Looks like Ambrose Knievel was able to repair about 3 minutes of damage. Bud Steele is still repairing damage as they were able to get the fast repairs there, it looks like.
Yeah, I think he's got the case of something that I've done in the past. Forgot to click the fast repair coming into the pits and have it automatically set to off every time you join the session. I've done that a lot of times, and I think Bud's a victim of that.
Yeah, fortunate for him, that's going to put him quite a few laps down before he actually gets back onto the track, and could probably be a nail in the coffin for him. Ambrose Knievel is 2 laps down, but I believe he is attached to the back of this pack. He actually, last lap, ran the fastest lap of anybody in the race. So it took him about 3 minutes to tow back to pit lane, but once he got there, he was able to grab his fast repair, unlike the 6 of Bud Steele, and continue on. So Ambrose is fully healed up, fast repair ready to go, and is 2 laps down, though, from having to wait for that tow back to the pit lane. But the 48 and the 28 continuing to work on the inside lane with the 5 behind them. Outside lane is the 85, the 25, and the 88, as we are going to start lap 40 this time by. Kaylin Decker chiming in, saying that she kicked out the company.
There she is.
Just to watch Ryan here as he is leading the way in the inside lane. It's always a good move to kick people out so you can watch race cars.
Oh boy, and Muff shows up. Yeah, Muff. How you doing, Muff? Good to see you there, buddy.
We'll have to see. Unfortunately, his Bud Steel for the win comment may not quite work out tonight. Unfortunately for Muff and for Bud. But we've got a new leader in the 85 of Adam Kilday jumping to the inside lane with the help of Rick Sanchez. Really, the inside and the outside lane almost swapped there for a second, but the 48 working the high side with the 28 now. As Adam Kilday is going to get the lap lead here. Two by two as we approach the halfway mark.
Ooh, that was a little bit of
Bit of
a
a wiggle
moment there by Nick Wing
Ooh,
there.
a little tight there to Adam
That
Kilday, but
was a little bit scary. I thought he was going to take out Ryan right there.
got a little tight to Adam
Wow.
there at the end of the front stretch too,
Yeah.
but we are still straight.
By the way, the guy we talked to before we went green, he's sitting up in third place.
He's getting up there, making some moves.
Yeah, he's
Ooh,
just
big
chilling.
bobble for the 25 there.
I think he's going to push 3 wide here on Nick Wing
It
here.
looks like it is, yeah. Oh, Nick Wing into the wall just a little bit there.
Oh,
3 wide still once again.
still 3 wide.
Yep. 88 and the 071 are going to try and fill that hole, and Nick Wing may have gotten in the wall a second time there. Not quite sure.
It's
He's
not
gonna
that
get
much
cleared
damage.
down to the middle
just
lane
a little
now.
nick. And just a scratch. He's fine.
These composite bodies, obviously even in the virtual world, really have a lot of give to them and don't quite bend or fold like sheet metal does, and they do simulate that pretty well here in iRacing, where you can actually hit the wall. As long as you hit it fairly square, you can hit it pretty hard without causing a lot of damage. So hopefully no problem for the 28, and he can continue on his way as we are 2 by 2, 5 rows deep, top 10, all double file, single file from 11th on back.
Well, the whole field has been put on notice. I think the 25, the 88, and the 071 have hooked up. And looks like Nick Wing may want to get a little bit of revenge on the guys who put him 3 wide. He was trying to put the 071 3 wide.
Adam, Ryan, and Rick inside lane. Outside lane is Kevin, Gabe, and Eric. Past the halfway portion of this one, and about halfway through the second fuel run here. We'll have to see if we can get organized and try to make it through a green flag pit cycle for the first time in Atlanta this season.
Nick is in trouble here because
it got pushed up a little high. Jacob Lee is going to drive on through. A couple guys further in the back just waiting for the chaos to slow down.
The drivers I expect to be at the front are pretty much at the front right now. It's just trying to avoid the chaos.
I mean, it's funny because it really hasn't been too chaotic here at Atlanta. Most of the issues we've seen all season long through about 1.5 races now have been the green flag pit cycles. We really haven't seen a lot of yellows come from just incidents on track. It's almost exclusively those green flag pit cycles. I mean, there's definitely some urgency early on, like there was in the first race here this season. Here tonight, there is that urgency again, but nothing too crazy and able to maybe make a few bumps or bruises, but nothing that's keeping anybody from keeping it pointed and straightforward. But those green flag pit cycles have really been a struggle here for us on Thursday nights here at Atlanta.
Looks like that second line, I think Kevin's trying to conserve a little bit on that top line because usually they would be more aggressive pushing on the very top. But shout out to Jim Brooks, hanging in there, running 6th place. Good for old Jimmy.
So far, so good. Jim's up 9 spots on the night. Adam Kilday's up 18 at the moment. the most that he could climb. Rick Sanchez
Oh,
number
yeah.
14 as
Oh,
well.
Sanchez goes to the top there. Nice move by Rick. I think he wants to lead now. He's been patiently waiting.
That Chevrolet Camaro is going to jump to the outside with the push from the 25. Another Chevrolet of Kevin Freese, followed by Gabe Butler and Eric Laurie. It's the Chevrolet of Adam Kilday in the inside lane, being pushed by Ryan Decker in his Toyota Supra, and Carl Lingle in his number 30 Chevrolet Camaro, the first Ford back there in the 7th position with Jim Brooks.
Big shout out to Bubba. Who's actually one of the managers there over at Chevaland, where he bought. Oh, a little calamity there. Anyway, as I was saying, for that little butt clinching moment by the 48, big shout out to Bubba. Good dude. Nice little Chevaland truck that Rick Sanchez bought from his dealership. So that's how we got the nice little sponsorship on this car. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a good looking car. For sure. Just like a lot of the really great looking paint schemes we have here at Area 51. Rick's going to get it done there. Lap led this time by. Working on 54 of 90 as we get halfway through this second fuel stint here. Getting ready to start preparing for those green flag pit cycles. The window to the end is going to open in about 6 laps. And we'll see who comes first.
Mm-hmm.
Rick able to clear down to the bottom in front of Adam Kilday. As we've got only 4 in the outside lane at the moment. The team Bootnaka drivers and Jacob Lee in the 21. Everybody else settled in on the inside lane. So we've got 34 laps to go.
I'm going to take a look back deeper in the field. Some of the guys we haven't talked to about all day. Bob Fitzgerald. Bob's sitting there chilling all the way in the back. I always root for Bob. Just waiting for his luck to turn around. But sitting there chilling, 17th position. Same with Dean Wilkinson. He's been really quiet all race long. Just hanging out in the back, 16th position. Same with Maxwell Caldwell. Just those guys have not been making any noise at all.
Some of these teammates, Brandon Paul, Andrew Pileshi, Maxwell Caldwell just kind of lined up nose to tail here. Waiting for maybe some of the chaos to ensue. Obviously, Justin Lewis there started up at the front of this one and has elected to just kind of fall back and ride in line here and wait out some of the chaos, and have to wait and see how that goes. But at the front, it's still Rick Sanchez. Kevin Freese has now pulled alongside him to try and challenge for that lead, side by side, 4 rows deep.
It ain't going 3. No way. Don't do it, Jacob. I wasn't interrogated.
Pretty easy to do too wide here. These guys are making it look pretty simple.
Fairly simple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, this time by, we're going to the pit road is open.
Lap 60 at this point. You can make it to the end with one.
Who's going to be first to blink? Who's going to take 2 tires? 4 tires? Boomer, what would you do? I mean, what would you do, Boomer?
Green flag conditions, I'd probably try to do whatever my teammates are doing, but I would probably be taking right side tires. The fuel, especially if you have to fill it all the way up, is going to be at least 12 seconds anyway, so you might
Right.
as well take 2 tires. Obviously, you could save 2 seconds by not taking the final, the final 2 tires, but I would probably
Right.
focus on maybe right sides and a full tank of fuel.
But if you're mind back in traffic, let's say, if you're like Adam Kilday, he's been directly right behind pushing Rick Sanchez there. I gotta think, does that wear on the tire anymore? I'm gonna have to ask some of these drivers questions. I'm just quite curious.
Yeah, I think a lot of it just has to do with how much you slide the tires going in. I don't know if it matters as much as whether you're first in line or second in line or not, but I'd be willing to bet, based on the way that these Team Bootnaka drivers are kind of hanging out in the outside lane, they could be trying to save a little bit more fuel and trying to go one extra lap than everybody else because they are pretty well committed to that top lane and not worrying about getting down. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to be some of the last guys that we see pit, as there's now a little bit of a disconnect between the 25 and the 88, but still no takers here. Lap 62, as we are well into the final third of this race. Rick Sanchez continuing to lead us around the inside of the speedway, the 85 of Adam Kilday, the 48 of Ryan Decker, and it looks like some of the Team Bootnaka drivers are trying to drop back, maybe trying to find a hole to get into, as Gabe's going to find a spot there right in front of Jeremy Osborne. Not quite clear.
Poor
He's gonna
Kevin is all alone, pretty much by himself. Will you go down?
Yeah.
Yes.
He does get down.
Just behind Carl Engel.
Kevin Freese gets down as well. So that leaves Eric Laurie well out in the back. We're going to have to wait and see. Can we pull off a green flag pit cycle here at Atlanta Motor Speedway?
I say yes.
I know these guys have done it because the first race we ever had here at Atlanta Motor Speedway
Oh yeah, it was
green
great.
the whole way. We didn't have a single yellow.
Yeah, it was
So
awesome.
we know that we can do it.
I screwed up that race. But it was fun.
Down the backstretch, we'll have to wait and see if anybody's going to start thinking about coming to pit road.
I'm getting pit road calls now there, Boomer.
Oh, there's a wreck. A
Oh.
spin. They keep it collected, though. And Ryan Decker gets down on a pit road. Jacob Lee, Kevin Freese, Gabe Butler, Ryan Decker, and Eric Laurie. A great save for these guys. They should be able to come back out pretty well aligned, as Rick Sanchez is going to keep leading.
Wow.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was. Oh.
The 5 and the 85. 85 slides a little bit there.
Wow.
The 04 slides a lot and makes it in.
Oh my God, these
I
guys
can't
are
believe these
really
guys are-
pushing it.
Yeah. So that's going to leave 4 on the
no.
speedway. That's the 77, the 3, the 82, and the 94 who are going to go here. Looks like 24 laps to go. So it's going to be a group of 4, and then the rest of the field.
I've got bad news. Jacob Lee, who's been leaning up pretty much the whole way there.
Oh, Brandon
He's
Paul, a
been-
big moment through the grass there.
He's been caught speeding up pit road.
Brandon Paul's going to have a pit road entry violation there for himself. So Justin Lewis, Andrew Pileshi, and Maxwell Caldwell will be a pack of 3. As they get back out on the speedway, Nick Wing is the first one off, and Carl Lingle will be the second off of pit road in that second group. Jim Brooks, but you'll see in a moment here, Gabe Butler should be coming down with a head of steam with a 25 of Kevin Freese down the back straightaway. As Kevin pushes the 88. 88 gets a little loose, and he's trying to save it, and he is able to save that all the way through turns 3 and 4 and get it collected. But that is going to give a lot of momentum back to Nick Wing and others who are out at the front here, as you see them passing Andrew Pileshi and the third group that came down pit road. So Nick Wing is going to be your leader at the moment. He's by himself. He doesn't have any help. Andrew Pileshi coming off of pit road, not quite up to speed, so Jim Brooks and Carl Lingle here will be the first two that should have enough speed and should be able to get organized with a drafting partner, as Andrew Pileshi is going to have enough speed getting back up here. And Nick Wing, with how far out he is going to be just a sitting duck, penalized for nothing other than being really good at his pit stop here, unfortunately.
So I wonder if he just took fuel only. But he's going to get swarmed by these killer bees.
Carl Lingle is leading the pack at the moment with the 82 of Andrew Pileshi, Justin Lewis, Gabe Butler, Jim Brooks, Kevin Freese, and Rick Sanchez, as we keep trying to wreck further on back. 25 and the 88 getting a little loose once again. That disconnection should actually help Nick Wing quite a bit, as that slowed that pack down, and they may not have enough momentum to absolutely slingshot by the 28 here, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, he's going up top because he knew he was going to get swarmed.
Yeah, still enough momentum for that pack.
Yeah, he took fuel. I went back and did a little investigation. Yes, he did take fuel only. And I really think it's really going to hurt him right now because right on 35 lap old tires, yeah, he's really going to feel the pain.
We see Rick Sanchez working with the Team Bunaka Esports drivers, trying to get to the front. There's a little bit of aggressive side draft between Carl Lingle and the 5 of Rick Sanchez is ongoing there, as Rick's trying to get back to the lead of this one. The 30 and the 82 with the 77 on the inside lane, the 5, the 88, and a 25. As we battle it out here, we are under 20 laps to go. We flip the leaderboard from counting up to counting down as we get into the final stages of this race. So pit road penalties for Jacob Lee and Brandon Paul, as well as the 41 of Jeremy Osborne. Ambrose Kniebel is still 2 laps down.
Oh,
we got a spinner. Justin Lewis able to collect it.
He saved it. Nice job.
Good save for him, but that is going to take him out of contention at the moment with 18 laps to go.
You know, I really think that's like a byproduct of having maybe just changing left sides. Like having fresh left sides and not taking rights. And you probably car will get kind of loose the first couple of laps and then it will come in. And I think that may be the issue with the 77 is probably feeling.
We see here the 5 gets clear, and he's going to jump down in front of the 30 of Carl Lingle. The 88 and the 25 now clear in the outside lane. Adam Kilday, Eric Laurie working outside together. 4 Chevrolets lined up nose to tail. On the inside lane, it is 3 Chevrolets, the 5, the 30, and the 82, followed by 2 Fords in the 55 and the 51. Another Ford in the 28 of Nick Wing in this pack, and that is your top 10, and that is everybody in contention at the moment.
Looks like that little bobble by the 30 pretty much cost Rick Sanchez the lead there. Now the 88 just slides right up in front of Rick Sanchez there.
88 has control of the inside lane. Kevin Free still in the outside lane with the 85 of Adam Kilday. Further back is Eric Laurie, and further back is the 04 of Ambrose Kniebel 2 laps down. That is everybody working in the outside lane in this front pack. We're going to keep our eyes focused on this as we get to 15 laps to go here. Gabe Butler getting back to the lead. And we see Justin Lewis actually able to hang on to this pack here.
Yes,
sir. It looks like he may actually have enough speed and momentum to get back up to our leaders and try to battle this back out. So he's going to be back up in this pack in just a moment. And very fortunate for him that some of the guys at the tail end of this pack, including Ambrose Kniebel, are working too wide, because that cuts such a bigger hole in the air in front of them, and that really helps a single car when they're trying to catch up to this pack. So that is going to be the top 11 now in contention in this pack with 14 laps to go. Still led by Gabe Butler on the inside, still led by Kevin Freese on the outside.
My goodness. You remember who we talked about? The 55 being so quiet.
He's made his way up to the
Now
seventh
it's
position.
now we're running P7 right now. I think these guys are changing just two tires. Are really going through some changes here. Because I'm noticing on the track just a lot of there's a lot of wiggling going on. I've been hearing a lot of chatter on the radio like, hey, I'm a little bit loose.
Yeah, the only two that took 4 tires in this front pack are the 5 and the 85. Everybody else taking 2 tires or just fuel, it looks like. Justin Lewis taking 2 tires. Ryan Decker, who's the first car in the second pack, about 5 seconds back, took 4. So for the most part, everybody up here didn't take any tires or only took 2. So the handling is going to go away quite a bit. We'll have to wait and see if there's an advantage for the 85 and the 5. The only 2 who have fresher tires on the 4 fresh tires. Gabe Butler, Kevin Freese have 2 right side tires. It looks like.
Yep.
So we'll
it's
see.
really going to benefit the 5 because I think he's going to have a heck of a run coming out of this corner here.
Yeah. He jumps up in front of the 25 of Kevin Freese in the outside lane there. He's going to get back up to that lead and try to keep working that.
Yep.
Kevin Freese, though, was our winner here the last time at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He is now lined up with his teammate in the outside lane. It's the 88 and the 25. Are we going to see our first repeat winner as Carl Eagle has a bit of a moment but keeps it collected there?
Oh, that's that loose condition I talked about.
Yep. He did not take any tires, and that handling is starting to go away in that 30 machine.
Oh, yeah. He's trying just to survive right now.
Yeah.
But guess who's made his way back up toward the front? How about that 77, man?
77 moving forward. The 5 continuing to make his move. Playing cat
He's
and mouse
trying
with the 88.
to. Yeah.
They just keep leapfrogging each other at this point.
Pretty much.
'88 leading the inside lane, the 85 with the push, the 5 and the 25 in the outside lane.
This has got me standing up.
2 by 2 for 5 rows deep.
I wonder if Richard, if he would pinch 88, since he's took 2 tires, I really think he can probably easily take this lead here because he's having a handling issue.
We'll see a little bit of a moment there for the 85 as he blinked and lost connection, but he's back on the track. You see him there now as it looks like it was pretty even at the line there. We've got 6 laps to go.
Oh, man. They are catching lap traffic. That lap traffic is really going to play a factor here.
Yeah, you see him there off in the distance into turn 1 and 2.
Oh, they're going to catch.
Down the back straight of the 85, still blinking internet connection issues for him. They should be catching these lap cars, it looks like on the front stretch or potentially in turns 1 and 2. 4 laps to go as we cross the stripe. Gabe Butler still leading the inside lane with the help of Adam Kilday. The 5 only able to get to the door of the 85 at the moment.
Oh, man, here we go.
Lap cars,
Remember it?
they will have to navigate 3 to go at the stripe. Bob Fitzgerald into the wall.
Ooh, they're
Keeps
good.
it held
They're
up
good.
there. Brandon Paul
They're good. They're
holding
good.
the pretty will.
Yep.
And the rest of the field is on through.
Oh man, I'm just, I'm standing up. Like I said, I'm just curious, how much longer can Richard keep Gabe pinned down there on those old tires? I mean, he's got to be thinking that.
2 laps to go.
But the problem is, you got Kevin Freeze, Gabe Butler, up top. But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
They will come through turns 3 and 4. The 88 and the
Oh, look at
85
this.
working the bottom, the 5 and the 25 working the top
Look at that
side.
run. We're going to go 3 wide here.
3 wide for the 77 and the 82 as we get the white flag this time by. 82 is going to try and push the 77 as he is up and into the wall. No more momentum for the top lane. Gabe Butler disconnected from the 30 of, Adam Kilday in the 85 as Adam is still continuing to have internet issues. The 25 and the 5 pushing strong in the outside lane. They have the advantage going into turn number 3. Who's it going to be off of turn number 4, though? Gabe Butler with the advantage coming to the stripe. The run on the outside, and it's going to be the 5 of Rick Sanchez grabbing the second win of the season.
Wow. I guess that's a, I guess we should start interviewing our winners pre-race.
The 5 of Rick Sanchez grabbing the win with the help of the 25. And he is going to do a little bit of celebrating here on the front stretch as we get into those driver interviews. We'll have a couple from Team Bootnock, and then we'll have the 5 of Rick Sanchez as we get prepared here. More celebration for the 5, making a little contact with the outside wall, but that is okay. The boys in the shop will take that Chevy Land Chevrolet back to the shop and put some new fenders and corners on it and get ready for the next week. As we'll have our first interview here with the 25 of Kevin Freese coming home in the P3 position. You guys had a pretty solid race throughout the whole night, and then at the end there, it was actually you pushing Rick Sanchez ahead of your teammate there, trying to get the win there. But third place in a really great race. Want to hear what it looked like from your vantage point in the driver's seat, Kevin?
Oh, that was a ton of fun. That car was completely out of control for most of that race there at the end. Because we all, I think, took 2 tires there. So it was just sideways. It was a ton of fun. Richard did a great job just running a consistent line that I could just stay with him and push him without any issue. So it was just a ton of fun out there tonight with the guys.
Yeah, it looked like you guys were having a lot of fun. We saw some chaos once again on the green, or the first attempt at a green flag pit cycle, but we got the second one all the way through, and you guys had a lot of fun in that pack. It looked like through the end, the final stages, but it sounded like there was a little bit of a message at the beginning of the race to say, hey, we need to calm down and try to get some green flag pit cycles. Obviously didn't quite happen for the first, but it sounds like the second one went a little bit better there that time.
Yeah, it's all a matter of, like, during the pit cycles, like, people, we make it so you have to call out your pits to hopefully avoid someone getting run over. Like, you aren't fully obligated to move out of that bottom lane, but you got to be aware that line is going to stack up quite a bit because you have to slow so much, and it's a pretty hard turn down. Like, I was dead sideways coming into the pits and
Slideways.
yeah, dead sideways. somehow held on to it, but that's going to cause just a little bit of a stack up through the pack. So you have to be mindful of that. And if you choose to stay down there, just be ready to jab the brakes because chances are you're going to have to.
Yeah, we we saw that a lot. The first, second, and third attempts at green flag pit cycles here at Atlanta this season, but thankfully able to get the second one underway in a good shootout at the end. Seems like I know we've noticed that your strategy typically ends up being not electing to qualify. I assume that's more just from a fun standpoint to try and make it a little bit more enticing or a little bit more work to get up through the field and I guess take us through that strategy by electing not to qualify there for you tonight.
Yeah, most of that is actually not so much the fun aspect as it is the it forces me to save the tires quite a bit more than I would without, like, if you're up front, you just feel like because there aren't many checkups, you have a lot of clear racetracks, so you think you can push harder, and then before you know it, you burnt your right front completely off the car, and you sink a bit, and the tires are just so important here that I like to ride around for about like 14 laps, just lifting every single entry, letting the car roll, and then getting back in the throttle because you don't lose that much time because draft is so strong. And then probably 14, 15 laps, I just look to pick my way forward. And then that tire advantage makes it so you can push people a little bit more aggressive. And you can also just move around and have overall more speed in the car.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that in a lot of previous broadcasts here that tires made a huge difference. And actually, Matt asked me at one point in the broadcast, what would you rather do on this final pit cycle? Would you rather take tires or not? And I said, like, right side tires to me would be huge. And it looks like that's what you and Gabe did on that final pit stop.
Yep.
Do you think that helped quite a bit for handling in the rest of the run there?
That. Yes and no, because if you watch Gabe there for a little bit after we come out of the pits, he is a wrecking ball because the clean air, just the dirty air on the nose helps to somewhat stabilize the car a little bit because it's so loose with the tire difference. And until they come in just a tiny bit, you are holding on for dear life. And luckily, he did a great job and had us all laughing our butts off in there. So it was a fun night with the guys.
Yeah, we saw him pretty much drift all the way through turns 3 and 4, and we'll have to ask him a little bit more about that. Was that from a push going into the corner, or was that completely on his own?
No,
completely
that was all on his own.
Okay.
Because I knew it was like, that the car's going to be a little bit sideways, so you're just like, all right, I'm gonna gap him a little bit here, give him some extra space, and then all of a sudden, before I even know it, the car's dead sideways, and I'm like, "Oh, just catch it!" And it was like half doing it, so it was a mess. But it was just awesome.
Yeah, it looked fun to see, and we saw the smoke on the broadcast. It's like, oh, okay, no, he's collected it. He's still sliding. He's collected it. He's still sliding, and finally got it all the way through. But well, anyway, Kevin, great opportunity for you guys tonight. Capitalize on it. A P3 finish for you. I want to roll that red carpet at this time for any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for that podium finish tonight.
Yeah, thank you to you and Matt for doing the broadcast for us tonight. And huge congratulations to Rick. He ran a great ending there. Put himself in position a number of times with the people getting shuffled, just the line shuffling that was going on with runs and all of that, because the top line is just hard to get fully rolled out. So great job to him. Great job to Gabe and Eric for the run tonight. We didn't beat ourselves, so it was a great race. And great job to the drivers, too. I mean, one caution for a 90-lap race here is pretty gosh darn good. So I think we'll take that every time we can.
Yeah, not bad at all. And congratulations to you once again, Kevin. We'll probably be talking to you soon.
All right. Thank you. You have a great night.
You too. Alrighty, so we'll bring up next the teammate of Gabe Butler in the 88 car. We saw your teammate in Kevin Freese pushing another car to victory lane. You guys weren't quite able to get lined up there at the end, but Nonetheless, still a great effort for you guys tonight. A good, solid 2-3 finish for the team, and want you to take us through what it took or what it looked like in that driver's seat to get to that second place finish tonight, Gabe.
Overall, I thought it was an excellent race. I mean, one caution here at Atlanta for 90 laps. That's a good testament to the drivers here tonight. But first part of the race, it was pretty calm, and then that green flag pit stop. I was fighting that car for about 10 laps after that pit stop by any taking rights. It was like trying to ride a booking Bronco, man. I was trying to figure out the throttle and the angle to try and make it better, and about lost it 2 or 3 times there, but we got it figured out. Got the car settled down after it took about 10 laps, mind you, and we were able to get a P2. It was a good run by Kevin there, and a good win by Richard.
Yeah, we we talked to Kevin just a little bit on that, and I'd asked if he touched you into 3 and 4 there because we saw it on the broadcast where you were pretty much drifting the whole entire corner, and he said that was all on your own. So looks like it was quite a bit of a handful for you.
Yeah, it definitely was, and I was lifting the throttle, just trying to give the tires a chance to maybe like the right sides to get up to temperature or equalize, as we like to say, and getting out of the throttle, I found, was a bit of a mistake. We kind of figured almost after the fact you almost have to stay in the throttle in that case, at least for a while anyway. But a lot of throttling and steering input and seatbelts tightened and sweat. That was, I enjoyed it. It was a blast.
Yeah, Kevin said obviously once you had it saved and collected, there was a lot of laughing, but definitely looked like it was a lot of hard work behind the wheel.
Yeah, it was, and but like I said, we were able to keep it clean, and Kevin was able to help me stay up there, and so I'll take a P2 after all that work, and Eric came in there. He ended up P10, so good for him too.
Yeah, definitely. We saw definitely a pretty clean race. I know we talked about that with Kevin a little bit, but you guys were able to kind of take control over the most of that race. Obviously, you guys had you had a really great battle there with Rick there, pretty much that entire last fuel run there, which was, for us, obviously a ton of fun to watch, and seemed like you guys were racing, pretty hard from the get-go. It's we've had a lot of yellows here this season at Atlanta, but almost exclusively caused by the checkups from green flag pit cycles. But other than that, like the racing has been really, really fast-paced. There's a lot of urgency, it seems like, and you guys are. It looks like a ton of fun, honestly, from up here.
Oh yeah, it was a blast, and Kevin adjusted the fuel up a little bit so we'd have a longer run and make you think about your tires and try and save them. And you're gonna take 2, you're gonna take 4. We took 4 on the caution pit stop, and on the green flag one we took 2. So it was a challenge, man. But like I said, it's a testament to drivers that the only issue had really was that one caution there. So yeah. Good job by everybody.
Yeah. Do you think that I know obviously it was a little ice skatey for you for a moment there, those first 10 laps you mentioned on the 2 tires on the right sides, but do you think in the end that gave you a little bit more of an advantage to have that better tire wear, that better more grip towards the end of the run at the end of the race there?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Ideally you'd like to take 4, but I think you'd end up probably going a lap down if you took 4, or if not a lap down, close to it, unless everybody else took 4. So the chance to take was 2 and try and get away. And I think we had maybe I want to say a 10 or 11 car breakaway. I'm not sure who was mixed in there as far as lap cars go, but I don't know if Richard took 2 or if he didn't take any. They seemed to get out of the pits awful quick.
He took 4.
He did?
Yeah. Along with Adam. Adam took 4 too.
Wow. Yeah. Hell of a job on their part then, because they came out of the pits pretty quick, and myself and Kevin were saying, man, they didn't look like they took tires, but then after seeing the way they were controlling the car versus the way I was ice skating around the place, there was something up. Unless they figured out something we didn't, and I guess they just took 4 that made the brain move.
Yeah, it's interesting actually looking back at it now. You, Rick, Gabe, Kevin, and Adam took tires nobody else did on that final pit stop. So it seems like it made a huge difference for those of you who did take fuel or did take tires. So it was.
Oh, there's no doubt, but
yeah.
I didn't realize they'd taken 4, and that was definitely an advantage because Rick was holding that car on the outside with ease. So, right off the bat, where I was like kind of drunk on roller skates, basically.
Surviving.
Yeah, surviving, exactly.
Well, it was fun to watch, and definitely enjoyed that moment. Obviously, stuff like that is fun for us to see, knowing that probably a little more crazy from the driver's seat there, Gabe. But want to roll out that red carpet now and give you any opportunities for thanks or shout-outs for that second place finish tonight.
Obviously, the teammates, Kevin and Eric. There was only 3 of us tonight, but I think we did great, and. You guys up in the booth there for doing your wonderful broadcast. Can't wait to go back and look at this one. And, of course, Area 51 and all the admins for putting this on and giving us an opportunity to race here. Everybody really appreciates all the work that goes into it. And looking forward to next week.
Good deal. Well, congratulations, Gabe. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you in the near future.
Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.
You as well. That will be the second interview, and we've got one more to do here. Bringing up the 5 of Rick Sanchez into the broadcast booth.
You know what? You know what? First, I want to say before you conduct your interview, I am 1 for 1 pre-race interview for a winner. How about that, Rick?
I'll take it.
Congratulations, sir. What a masterful job. Taking 4 tires there on the last pit stop. Was there any debate that you're going to take 2?
None. I was afraid to take 2. And watching Gabe there at the end just concealed that, or confirmed that, because he was pretty loose there.
Yeah, that looked like a lot of fun from the broadcast booth. Definitely would have been saying something different if I was behind the wheel. But so there was no wavering. You guys were for sure taking 4 every time, and it seemed like that was the move at the end. I mean, we pointed out already that the top 4 all had taken tires, and everybody behind them all the way back through 13th place did not. It really seemed like that made a huge difference for you, especially to carry and hold that outside line with a pretty wheel. And I assume that's probably ultimately one of the reasons that benefited you and got that race win, I assume.
Yeah, I was behind Gabe, and I could see he was struggling to hang on there quite a bit. And when I got clear, I said, well, let me get up here, because hopefully with him struggling that much, I'll be able to stay up there. And it worked out. So, and then I got Kevin behind me, and he's one of the best pushers out there. So I was looking for the third lane, for them to try to go that way, and trying to cut that off, or counter it in some way. But it worked out, and I thought it was a great race, the whole thing. Looked, I don't know how it looked in the broadcast, but it looked great from my point of view.
Yeah, we finally got a clean green flag pit cycle for the first time in Atlanta this season, towards the later stage of that race. But I mean, it looked like, honestly, I was talking to Gabe about it a little bit, but for the most part, the racing has been pretty clean. Has been,
Yeah, it looked real smooth, and
yeah,
even that wreck at the pits, just I think somebody not ready for somebody checking up that much.
Yeah.
If you're not going to pit and people in front of you are, you're going to have to check up more than you want to. That's for sure.
Yeah, at least if you're going to stay in the bottom lane. I mean, no.
Yeah.
We saw that.
If you're stuck down, there's nothing you do. So
Sure.
The only thing you can do is you got to check up. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that twice in the first race at Atlanta earlier this season, so this was the first successful green flag pit cycle. But after that, you guys kind of settled in, and for the most part, you and Gabe were kind of leapfrogging there to the lead. You jumping ahead of Kevin there, getting the push, and then Gabe jumping ahead, and then cycling back through. But I mean, honestly, it looked like a lot of fun that you guys were having there towards the later stages of what seemed like a pretty solid race.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and especially everybody running smooth and clean. And I was comfortable, like you said. I had 4 fresh tires, so I could run on the bottom top, and no struggle whatsoever. So, and like I said, I knew I don't know how much Kevin was struggling, but I knew Gabe was because he was in front of me.
Even he was amazed that you took 4 and was able to exit the pit
Catch back
road.
up.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Well,
just
I got a good stop, and
Yep.
and then I had people around me to get draft off of, and once you get some draft going, then you
yeah.
get the steam going. You can get a side draft on the outside and make up spots by yourself almost,
Yeah, those 4 fresh tires really did help you out there, Rick. Once again, congratulations there, sir. That's your second win of the season.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Are you surprised?
I didn't know which one it is, if it's this one or
So you
Sundays.
so you racking up more wins than I'm aware of.
No, I just can't remember where. I'm old.
Well,
I'm getting old, Matt.
Rick, we're all getting old. Speaking of old, let's see if I can remember this. Well, since you got your first place finish, how about some any special shout outs you would like to do?
Well, first and foremost, shout out to Area 51, such a good league. Shout out to broadcasters. You guys always do a great job, green, white, checkered. And all the rest of the drivers. They always put on a good show and do their best.
And Bubba.
Shout out to Bubba. Hope you're feeling good. He's getting back. I got to do some laps with him last night, and he was doing all right.
That's awesome.
Got another win for Chevy Land, Bubba. Here we go.
There you go. Yeah, I had a couple fans chiming in for you throughout the broadcast. Cool to see you bring home that victory, and obviously maybe a little bit of luck there with the pre-race interview from Matt. But yeah, good.
Yeah. I'm looking forward when next race. So.
Yeah, there you go. We'll have to spread the wealth just so it's a little more fair.
Okay.
But yeah, a little bit of good luck for you there, Rick, and yeah, congratulations and. Good. It is, yes, your second win of the season. Definitely. Hopefully, you could take that into the rest of the season and in the playoffs here. But congratulations once again, Rick.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That will do it for interviews for tonight, Matt. And a lot of fun. We finally had a green flag pit cycle here at Atlanta this season. We definitely had some really close racing, some really high intensity racing that we've, pretty much seen all season long, or almost every time we come to Atlanta. The tires came down to being one of the most important parts of it as usual, and it was just a good, clean, old-fashioned stock car race that we had here tonight, I think, Matt.
Yeah, so I was overwhelmed that the guys who took 4 tires was able to catch up to the guys who took 2 very quickly. That was a very, very good call by Rick and then Adam there too at the end. Like I told you before, Boomer, races are won and lost off pit road. So today was a win for Rick.
Yeah, that was incredibly impressive for him to take the 4 tires and fuel about 14.5 seconds on pit road. Gabe Butler and Kevin Free spending about 11 seconds on pit road, so almost a 4-second difference. But they were able to make up for it getting in and out of the pits, and him and Adam were able to stay up front there. And honestly, a bummer we didn't get to interview Adam too, because he had a great night in that 85. We saw him run up from the back to the front. Gabe was, well, he started on the pole, but so Rick Sanchez was the highest climber, up 16. Kevin Freese was up 10, but Adam was up 15 himself. And great night for those guys, for Adam and for Rick to get off a pit road like that with 4 fresh tires, stay in the pack there, and have a good race to the finish. So it was a great finish that we saw for sure. With that, though, we'll bring up the rest of the race results. So we've already mentioned, we talked to the first 3. We mentioned Adam there in 4th place. A good night for him. Justin Lewis coming back. Kind of started off strong with a good qualifying position, jumped to the back, and just kind of really quietly worked his way back up to the front. Carl Engel, realistically had his spot there pretty much between maybe 6th to 8th for most of the race, just kind of hanging out. Dean Wilkinson kind of coming in a little quiet towards the middle sections there. Had the involvement in the first incident, the first yellow, took the fast repair and was able to get back up to a 7th place finish. Nick Wing there bringing it home in the 8th spot towards the back of the that lead pack there at the end, with Jim Brooks and Eric Laurie rounding out the top 10. Andrew Pleshy had some issues there, wasn't able to catch up to the lead draft, and he finishes about a 2.5 off of the lead pack. And then Maxwell Caldwell and Ryan Decker there, they were, I believe, they actually had some pit road penalty. No, he didn't have pit road penalties. He just had some slower stops, but they were 12th and 13th themselves. Then we saw Bob Fitzgerald there, 1 lap down. Jacob Lee 1 lap down. Brandon Paul, first car, 2 laps down. Ambrose Kniebel, and then the 41 of Jeremy Osborne there. We'll have to get that name changed for next week, but Jeremy in that 41 machine for Blind Squirrel Racing as well. And a couple more drivers up to bring up here. We had Bud Steele there, who had to unfortunately retire early, not getting that fast repair checked in time when he was involved in the first caution. And then obviously Matt and Chad not taking to the grid for tonight, but a little bit of a short field, but hopefully to build that momentum back up as we come back from these few off weeks here. The one off week we had for the week of Valentine's Day. We'll be back in 1 week's time at Daytona. We'll have another. Actually, no, it won't be an off week. Sorry, it'll be iRacing Super Speedway in 2 weeks, and then at Talladega in 3 weeks. Then at that point, we'll take 1 week break before we get into the playoffs. But we've got 3 straight weeks of racing here on Green White Checkered TV to settle who is going to be in the top 12 or 16 for the playoffs, and try to settle a champion for the first season of 2024 here, Matt.
Man, oh man, got a long way to go. Right now, there's only 2 favorites right now. Rick Sanchez and Gabe Butler. That's who I got circled right now.
Yeah, definitely 2 of the strongest runners this season, and actually the top 3 all with 1 win under their belt at least this season. Rick Sanchez now with 2, the first repeat winner. Carl Engel in the top 6, one of our winners. So a lot of these guys who have won races are kind of that cream rising to the top, and they're staying there. Rick Sanchez, Gabe Butler, Kevin Freese all getting wins on the season. Carl Engel as well. And it's definitely it's going to be a good battle to the finish. Anything can happen when it comes to those playoffs there, that 4-week battle that we have. But if it's any indication, these guys are pretty strong heading into that playoff battle. But we'll have to have an update for you for the points ahead of next week's race. And as we, like we said, get ramped up into that battle to settle the playoff field and try to decide a champion. So before we sign off, I always have to shout out the other leagues that we have here, or the other series, I should say, in the Area 51 League. We've got the Dark Horse Area 51 series on Tuesday nights in the IndyCar, and we have the Super Trucks, the Super Speedway series in the NASCAR Craftsman Trucks on Sunday nights as well. So be sure to check out action on all nights here on Green White Checker TV, that we have our different series Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And appreciate all the support for everybody here at Green White Checker TV. I know a lot of fans in the stands and drivers rewatching the broadcast. So everything you guys do for us here on YouTube is definitely appreciated and helps us out a little bit as we try to bring you a nice broadcast and enjoy doing it at the same time. So I think that's pretty much it, Matt. You got any final thoughts before we sign off here?
No, actually, I'm actually completely silent. I really don't. I'm I'm kind of working on the points here, so I can at least give you some idea, so we can look here. Here, I think I about got it here. Yeah, actually, you know what? Here, okay. Sorry. Right now, right after this race here at Atlanta, looks like Kevin Freeze holds a looks like a total of 138 points. Right now, Richard Sanchez has 167 points, so it's not too far behind. Gabe Butler with 163, Justin Lewis with 156, and Nick Wing with 152. So it's pretty tight point battle going to the playoffs here pretty shortly.
Yeah, it'll
Long way to go. Long way
Yeah.
to go, though.
Yeah, three
Yeah.
races. Definitely some of the guys towards the top of those points there, getting close to being able to lock themselves in. Obviously, if they do miss any races, might have some issues with that. But yeah, pretty much anyone's game from about 6 or so on back. So have to keep an eye on it and make sure you tune in next week to see what happens. But for Matt Wagner and for myself, Boomer Logan, I'm going to sign off for us here on Green One Checker TV. Hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you here in the next one.